This episode of Stories Inside the Man Cave podcast is brought to you by our friends at Hargrove Roofing. Give that team a call at 512-645-3202, and you might be able to speak to Mary herself. Hargrove Roofing, know who's on your roof.
Sanders waves goodbye.
Coming up next,
Gotta make my haters mad, give them something to talk about.
the Longhorns silence the haters in Iowa.
Take over, they try. Yeah!
And the clapback tweets are priceless. But the Big 12 championship game has yet to be set. And one final stand in the Big 12 at DKR remains.
But I'm gonna be in Austin for Thanksgiving. And you better take care of business like you did right here in Lubbock last year.
A long overdue addition to the Cowboys Ring of Honor will take place.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
We'll make it interesting. Let's ride for episode 321. Different locations, at least Stevie Lee is, for this episode 321, brought to you by our guys at Hargrove Roofing. Stevie Lee is back home for a week with his lovely wife and his beautiful daughters at the home that he grew up in. His mom and dad, they live in Shreveport, where he is from, and that's where he played high school ball. Evangel, a whole week, Stevie? That's incredible.
A whole week. I'm actually not in the house that I grew up in. They got rid of that house once we got out, and then my parents got a really, really nice lake house.
Yeah.
After I leave, right? So,
of course.
Yeah. So it's really cool being home and kind of unplugging from the hustle and bustle of Central Texas and kind of connecting with family for a week, and then get right back to it. I'm gonna hightail it back to Austin right before the Texas Tech game.
On Friday, man. That's great.
Yeah.
We're going to dive deep into that. And tell your parents and everybody, all the Lees, that we all said happy Thanksgiving. It's a beautiful time of year because this is where we start. A lot of smiles will be had between now and January 1st. But before we get going, I definitely want to encourage you all to click the like and subscribe button on YouTube and follow our Facebook page, all of our social media platforms. That's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter /X. We're all over the place, and you can catch Stevie Lee's mug. It's you probably like it because of that. It has a better mug than I do. There's no doubt about it. And Stevie, you're there in Shreveport. Did you see any Hargrove Roofing signs when you got to town?
You know what? I did. I saw one on the other side of town, and they were putting the roof up. But then I also saw one down the street from my house.
Wow.
Before I left. Yeah. My neighbor got a brand new roof from Hargrove Roofing, man. So you know what she does?
What?
She knows who's on her roof.
She sure does. Yeah. That was well done. Hargrove Roofing here in Austin, Texas. Call the office back here in Austin and ask for Coach Av, and he will. And you may be able to talk to Mary when you call.
Absolutely.
You know? So the Longhorns, first, before we dive in, I got to tell you, Steve, the Longhorns picked up the first 10th regular season win since 2009, Saturday night. They beat Iowa State on the road, and that was a hostile environment, 26-16. And Steve and I were talking before this episode. You know what? It could have been worse it could have been worse, like a larger margin of victory of a victory there.
Yeah. I think when you sit down and watch the game, I feel like Texas kind of dominated the game better than what the score is letting on to be. So I think if you take away a couple of those penalties and we get those 2 touchdowns that we lost, we still scored on one of them. We scored 3 points on one of them. So, adding what is that? 11 points to this score, and then us dominating. And we had one mistake on defense where we overcommitted with the run, and they caught us with the tight end over the top, and he wasn't able to be caught. But we clean up a couple of those penalty mistakes, and then that mistake over the middle. We really dominated the game. They tried to run the ball. They tried, and what we say in the South is bless their heart.
Bless their hearts.
Bless their heart. They bless their heart. 9 yards rushing.
Yeah.
And that's over. What was that? Over 20 attempts?
Yeah.
20 attempts. You attempted 20 times to run the ball, and you got 9 yards. Come on.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that here shortly.
Yeah.
And one thing that the week began on such a great note this past week, and I love trash talk, but in this modern era, you got to be aware of your surroundings. You got to be aware of social media. And maybe the guys who did this for Iowa State knew it was going to be on social media, or maybe they didn't. I don't know. It meant they were having fun, but this was not a good deal because Texas did a great job of not saying anything all week. So this is from early in the week on Let's Talk About It episode. 2 Cyclones, in particular one, and we'll get to him, who really said a lot.
They have all the 5-star recruits and all, these amazing players that they say. But, if you look at, the past 5 years, we've beat them majority of the time.
Yeah, no one likes Texas here. It's a bad state. They don't have good they don't grow any good row crop.
We're a bad state.
A bad state and don't grow good crops.
Yeah. Come on, man. We're a bad state because we don't grow good crops. That's funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
That's freaking hilarious. So that got, now the other guy said other things on another soundbite. And his name's Jared Hufford. He's the offensive lineman. This is the guy responsible for the trash talk that led to, he was basically calling out all the Longhorns, saying that they're entitled and get all the nice things. But he's not wrong. The last 3 trips to Ames before last Saturday, or the Saturday night, they had beaten Texas. But what does this tell you? Because Texas took this personal. That nothing needed to be said. Texas knew what had not been done in Ames. I thought that this was a great response to tell you, and I hate saying it, sound like a coach, tells you how good your culture is.
Yeah. I think just because of our record here lately against Iowa State, we didn't need that bulletin board material. I don't think we did. But it's great that we had it, right? They and trust and believe when he said all that just fueled more fire, right?
Yes.
You can see the way Sweat even played this game. He played with passion, dude. I loved watching him play. I loved him coming off the ball. You see a man breaking through the line at 361 pounds, chasing down a quarterback, and that's fire in his eyes right there, man. And then what's even more impressive, dude, is breaking through the middle to block an extra point. You know what we call extra point? We know what we call the field goal team when we were at Texas under Coach Brown. We called it automatic. That's supposed to be an automatic point.
Yeah.
Right? He broke through the line and took their automatic point away. And we got 2 points off.
Turned it into 2 points for them.
Yeah, exactly. So that dude played with fire in his eyes, played with passion. And that's what we like, us old players like to see at the University of Texas, because we have in the locker room, in the weight room, it's a saying on the wall. I don't know if everyone knows it. You probably know it. It says, the pride and winning tradition of the Texas Longhorns would not be entrusted to the weak nor the timid. And those boys on that line was not weak nor timid. And it came out, and you saw it this Saturday.
They did play well. They took it personal.
Yeah, they took it very personal.
So this is some of the clapback from the Horns after the game. And I was rolling. There were so many today, Barron. Happy senior night, Jared Hufford, because he's talking about their senior night the whole time. Hufford was. Xavier Worthy. Yeah, and he's, what Hufford said, that they got some egos and need to be humbled. Yeah, we got ego, fascio, and we got culture and the talent to never be loud and wrong. Jared Hufford, hope you had a good senior night, though.
We got an ego for sure.
For sure. Oh, it's fascio, for sure.
That's for sure.
Man, I didn't read that right.
Yeah, for sure, man.
For sure.
Hey, don't show your age, bro.
Man, I probably should have had a shot of espresso. Man, I just sound like a fool.
Yeah, we got an ego for sure.
For sure.
We got culture and the talent too. Never be loud and wrong, Jared. Hope you had a good senior night though.
Yeah. Peace. Drop the mic.
Yeah, man.
And then I found this one on a fan board. Just wondering if anyone checked on Jared Hufford's ego this morning.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Check on that kid.
Make sure he's all right, because
Sweat got the best of him, man. And I love the broadcast that it was one of the first passes. Sweat was on Jared, jumped up and batted the ball down like Jared wasn't even there.
It was, and Murphy, good Lord, he took.
Yeah, Murphy had a game as well, man. So he had a clapback tweet as well.
What did he say?
I can't remember what he said. I don't want to misquote him, but go out there and find it.
I will definitely go look forward to it.
Yeah, go find it.
Man, I'll tell you one thing. Listen, I know Quinn Ewers is talented. I know but this is the first game since Alabama of this year where I felt comfortable the entire game with him. Yeah. Meaning this guy, this is his offense. This is his team, and it shows.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks relaxed. He looks proficient. He realizes you can't be perfect every play, and when there is adversity, dust his shoulders off.
Yeah, I think there was some growth there. I think our first two drives stalled, but came back to the drawing board and actually, got back on the sideline with Coach Shark, and they came out and drove down the field. We got a field goal, and then, but the ball, you can tell that the ball was moving, and there was a couple of unfortunate plays in there that are penalties, and just a couple of unfortunate plays that we just got to clean up. But you can taking all that stuff out, it was still an efficient rolling him out. You can tell his eyes was looking different levels and scanning the field. And so you're right. It felt more like his offense. It felt more like him and his security blanket, Xavier, was on the same page until Xavier didn't come back in the game. So, but it felt really good on offense. And like I said, the score doesn't reflect how well they played on offense as well.
I agree. I mean, they outgained Iowa State 404 to 332.
Yeah,
23 yards rushing. I thought the running backs did a great job. The first with that first full game without Jonathan Brooks. C.J. Baxter had 100+ yard game. They're doing well, and I thought Jatavian at tight end. I thought the line, for the most part, cohesive. Yeah.
You're right. I think that they started to fit better up against their men, and Baxter. I like the way he hits the hole. He hits it hard. Sometimes he hits it so hard that he falls forward, and he could have gotten more yards if he stayed up. But
that's what she said.
Probably.
Yeah.
But as soon as he gets the ball, it's a full sprint into the middle of the line, and then his eyes goes up to try to find space in the secondary. But him getting through that line is his number one goal. And I can tell the way he was running pass forward as soon as he got the ball. I loved it.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. And
yeah,
the only two concerns that I have that I think every Longhorn fan probably has, all right, what's up with Xavier and Tavondre? Tavondre went back in after what I thought was a hyperextended knee, was a head injury possibly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we won't find out until Monday. You'll be watching this on Monday. This is your lunchtime podcast on Monday. We're recording this on Sunday night. Have you heard or seen anything regarding Xavier?
I have not. And they're going to keep that on the wraps. We got two more. Well, we got one more game right now, and you don't want to put anything out that's not factual. But the other thing that I'm concerned is this is a short week.
Yeah,
the game's on Friday.
Yeah.
Usually the game is on Saturday, and you play on Saturday, and you go to the next Saturday. So we got
4 days.
This day to prepare. So and to get healthy. So yeah, you're right. We got to figure out what's going on with X, and I think Sweat finished the game, and he was jumping around after the game. So I think he'll be fine.
I think he'll be fine. I did see Xavier in part of the celebration too.
Oh, that's right. I did too. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So and he was recording in the locker room. I don't know. I can't speculate. I don't know enough, but I have a feeling that they'll be limited this week in practice, and that's it.
Oh, no question. No question. If you're smart, you do that.
You do that. All of them. People magically heal this time of year when you're in contention. They really do.
Yeah, and we got Texas Tech, man, and you played the clip earlier of what's his name?
Well, we're going to play it again here shortly.
Okay.
Yeah. Texas again. They're ranked number 6 in the country last I checked, and with rushing defenses, 6th in the country against the run. There's been several games this year in which they have. I think Alabama's the only one that has. If I had to go back to make sure, that Alabama's the only one that I think that came close to reaching their average of rushing.
Yeah.
But holding Iowa State to 9 yards rushing. I mean, this is their MO, man, for their defense.
No, that's fantastic. 9 yards rushing. It's hard to do that against air, So I think our linebackers fit really well with our defensive tackles. Granted, our defensive tackles are really, really good and big.
Yeah.
Hard to move them out of the way. And you can tell they wanted to double Sweat, but he was breaking double teams all day, So if you have someone that you're trying to double team and he's breaking through the double team, and that also frees up the linebackers to fit in the gaps, it's going to be a 9-yard day like it was, So
that's unreal to me.
Yeah, that's actually really, really good for a team that actually wants to be balanced and run the ball, and they just couldn't. You took a whole half of their playbook away from them and made them throw the ball. And then they actually threw the ball fairly well,
Yeah.
And I really think that our DBs still has a little bit of work to do. Maybe not the DBs, but kind of the play calling or the assignments that the DBs have to do. They really need to start jamming on the line, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Those slants, letting these guys go free on timing slants, it's the timing. They're just the ball is going to be there as soon as they hit their spot. So just jam them off the line, and they won't be there. You'll get a little bit better success on defending that.
Well, I think they see that on film. Kwiatkowski's defense. They're like, all right, they're going to give this to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have been giving it to everyone. I mean, it's kind of mind-boggling to me why it haven't changed, but I guess it is what it is. Hopefully we have a bigger plan. I don't know.
Maybe there's a bigger plan of not showing much.
Yeah.
Until soon.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will say, Jaron Thompson, the DB from Lufkin, Texas, had himself a night.
Yeah.
Just it's incredible watching him. I mean, he had that interception. And then I'm trying to think of who else. There were some guys who have had some really consistent games here of late, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, you saw Alfred Collins. He appeared. I mean, it's those defensive tackles which are making the interior DTs were making life much easier for their teammates.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, it's
9 yards rushing, man. You cannot beat that, man.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So it was. I mean, even Matt Campbell, the head football coach for Iowa State, this is him talking about the Texas defense.
They're big and physical on the defensive line, obviously, and their front six, front seven are outstanding. And I think we knew that coming into the football game. You know, you would have liked to have been into a situation and a pace where you were playing ahead a little bit, because I think there were some things that maybe we would have had at our disposal.
Everybody has a plan until they get hit in the mouth.
So they have a plan until there isn't one.
Yeah. We like them playing ahead. Well, you didn't, sir.
Well, you didn't. You became one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go, Stevie. And if you jumped on Twitter, don't, because nobody knows what they're talking about. Because even our guy, Danny Davis, who said that Texas has clinched a spot in the Big 12 championship, he made an apology this morning. Well, the Big 12, to his defense, the Big 12 has done nobody any favors for the tiebreakers. They just haven't done nothing. Texas still has not clinched a spot in the Big 12 championship game.
Well, how is that then?
Because if they lose next week and OU and OSU win, they're not going. But there is a scenario. All I can say, don't read all this. Texas just needs to win.
Just win. Yeah, absolutely.
And you want to worry about it.
So we can be 7-2 in conference,
and 10-2
OSU
overall.
7-2. They'll go.
There's a lot of tiebreaker scenarios. So the only head-to-head Texas would have would be Kansas State.
Right.
That OU loss hurt in more ways than one for Texas.
Right, because okay. So if who does OU play this week?
Right there, TCU.
Oh, TCU. I'm sorry. There it is.
All right.
Okay, so if they beat TCU and then OSU beats BYU,
yeah,
then if we lose, we're all 7-2.
Yeah. So Texas
and
would
OU has the head-to-head against us.
And Texas did not play Oklahoma State.
And KSU
would be 7-2.
Would be 7-2. We have the head-to-head against them.
Right.
No, wouldn't we? Then we would go still.
That's the only head-to-head that Texas would have, though.
But we would
that's what I mean. See where we're going? We're going nowhere because
but we would go above OSU.
Why?
To play OU.
Why?
Because we're ranked higher.
I mean, logic says that, but we didn't play them. I mean, Texas didn't play Oklahoma State.
So they wouldn't put Oklahoma State and OU in there because they've already have the head-to-head and OSU won.
So if you want to go by, let's say all these teams end up 7-2. Everybody takes their record against these teams. Texas would be 1-1.
And Oklahoma would be.
I would have to dive deep. That's why I'm saying the Big 12 has not spelled this out clearly. It is not put in, it's not put in layman's terms very well why they're leaving.
It's why we're leaving.
We got to take a look at this. I mean, the Aggies, as they are searching for their next head coach. I mean, there's one of these three guys I think are going to be it. And it's our guy who's been on the Stories Inside the Man Cave twice, or 2 or 3 times. Funny, Jeff Traylor. People in San Antonio are making a bigger deal over this than it should be. Actually, it should be a compliment when a big-time Power 5 program wants your head coach. Now, I don't know if they've offered him. I think I'm pretty sure they interviewed him through Zoom.
Yeah. You got to take a look at him. He's doing a great thing down in San Antonio. But man, it's to go from, the San Antonio program, UTSA program, and jump all the way up to a big time program like the University of Texas. He can do it, but I don't know if the powers that be at the university or at Texas A&M is ready for that. I think they still want to make a big splash. I think they're still trying to be fancy and make a big splash. I don't think they should, but I think that's what they're going to do.
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just think A&M right now, because they're going to pay well over $100 million when this is all said and done to buy out Jimbo and his assistants.
And buy out his assistants and then go buy out new coaches and bring them in. So if they want to save money, I think you go with Traylor.
Well, and then give him a raise.
Yeah.
Get him up to $4 million.
Yeah.
At least 3.5, and say, listen, we're going to give you a 3-year contract, which if you achieve this, we'll have incentives.
Yep. Accelerators.
Now, Dan Campbell, head coach of the Lions, former Aggie, he said he loves his school, loves his university, but he is not interested. And
I don't understand why a head coach in the NFL will come back and be a head coach.
It's just totally different.
Yeah, when you have to worry about kids going to class and things like that, when you actually have to deal with adults in the NFL, I don't see why a coach would do that, but they do it, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, Mike Elko, who was I think coach there, assistant under Sumlin, he's done a pretty good job at Duke. I mean, that was just kind of like low-hanging fruit right there to go see. I don't know what the situation is, but his name is still circulating. I just don't think if you're A&M, you go and you don't need a splash hire. You need a true someone who knows the state, someone who knows it who knows East Texas and is highly respected and is not a prima donna coach who's going to be a diva. Like a lot of these splash hire, they're diva coaches.
You know who you just described? Mac Brown. He knows East Texas. He knows all of Texas. He had top 5 recruiting classes during most of his 13 years at the University of Texas.
Yeah.
The University of Texas went and got him out of North Carolina.
Sure did.
Why can't they get him?
I just feel like the guy. I'm trying to leave my personal relationship out of this.
Okay.
It's just I just feel like this is obvious. It's too obvious.
So Traylor.
Yeah.
That's your guy.
I just feel like it's obvious.
Is it that obvious?
I just feel like that's it. I mean, it's. I think A&M is missing out. Not saying that later down the road they couldn't get him.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's a natural fit. Natural fit.
I hear you. You might be right.
He speaks like them, a little slower, a lot slower than Jimbo.
You might be right. You might be on to something, but I just think that they're still looking for that splash hire, man.
Yeah.
I really do. And he might be the right guy, but he's not the splash guy,
Right. No, I get that. I just feel like sometimes I think a lot of these universities get so enamored with names, and it's just like, go find the guy that's a fit.
Yeah.
I really do.
Program.
Hey, before we hit a break, man, you got to humor me. This is not risque at all. It happens to be one of my buddies and his wife and son. He's a freshman football player for Trinity University who just knocked off Hardin Simmons in the first round of the NCAA Division III playoffs. Brandon Canaday, the elder Canaday, taking a nice family photo with his son's helmet on.
That's awesome.
Dude, that's
good stuff.
They're loving that life. Love it. Cole played at Anderson High School. Really good kid, good academic guy, great defensive back, great athlete, everything. Division III football is actually fun to watch.
I'm sure. I haven't seen any.
It is. It's well coached. They play textbook, and it's you see a lot of heart out there. I'll say that.
Good stuff.
So that dad with the helmet. It's a good fit. We know where Cole got his cranium from.
There you go.
No doubt. Well, Stevie, on the other side of this break, we're going to take a quick break. On the other side, man, we got a Cowboy. They're going to add a name, which I don't know. I think it's long overdue, and I think
long overdue.
We'll hit it up. And by the way, the NIL partner of Hargrove Roofing hit his career high.
50 yards.
50 yards. And this is the guy with that big leg. If you follow Stories Inside the Man Cave podcast or watch all of our episodes, you would know that our friends at Hargrove Roofing are proud supporters of Stories Inside the Man Cave. Well, they're also proud supporters of University of Texas Longhorn Athletics. So much so that they are now NIL partners. Bert Auburn has a strong leg. He has a great head of hair, and he will now partner with Coach at the Hargrove Roofing office off of Ashdale. You will soon hear Auburn say that famous slogan, Hargrove Roofing, know who's on your roof. In the meantime, if you need an estimate, call 512-645-3202 or visit the website, hargroveroofing.com.
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Dude, it was awesome, dude. I love that backdrop. That's the old Irving Stadium, right?
The old Texas Stadium. It's about damn time. JJ, well, Jimmy Johnson, not Jerry Jones, into the Cowboys Ring of Honor, baby.
Man, and well, Jerry Jones should be ashamed. Oh, you know what? Go ahead. I don't want to turn this negative, man, because I'm a positive guy.
You are a positive guy. Well, this will be funny, and you could. I know where you were going, but I'd love to hear it right after this. This is how Jimmy Johnson found out about it. They had a press conference. I think it was before or after the game today, but they were during the broadcast on the national network. They were up there, just a love fest, and just listen to the year in which Jerry was telling Jimmy when he was going to be inducted.
December the 30th of 1923, you're going in the Dallas Cowboy Ring of Honor. Where's Texas? It's 2023. What did I say? 2023. It is 2023.
In
1923.
When Jerry Jones was born.
When he was born. When Stephen F. Austin first opened its doors. As a
right. In 1923. That's hilarious. But, man, now, long overdue, right? Are we just sitting here saying that Jimmy Johnson got into the NFL Hall of Fame before he got the Cowboys Ring of Honor?
Sure did.
Is it harder to get into the Ring of Honor or harder to get into the National Football League Hall of Fame? What are we saying?
Apparently, it's much tougher criteria to get into the Cowboys Hall of Fame.
Exactly. So I'm glad that Jerry put his ego aside and got Jimmy Johnson into the Ring of Honor. It's long overdue. He should have been there. Soon after he had retired, he should have been in that Ring of Honor because I do know Jimmy Johnson coached at Miami, but Jimmy Johnson is Cowboy football.
He is, man.
And how about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
And nobody can say it like he said it. He is a Cowboy for life. If Jerry Jones wanted him to be or not, he was going to be a Cowboy for life.
Let's hear it again for the guys in the back that didn't hear it.
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Good for Jimmy, man.
Boy, I've got chills on my arms, on the back of my neck.
Yeah,
man, unbelievable. Yeah. It's fine. They need that. They need almost all those guys from that team, those teams, in the Ring of Honor. Yeah, I mean, Charles Haley was inducted. just crazy. And speaking of the Cowboys, man, they're now 7-3. CeeDee Lamb is having I think this is his third straight 1,000-yard receiving year. Is that right?
Something like that.
I mean, it's unreal, man. I mean,
But no, he's playing lights out right now. Looks like everything come his way, he's catching it,
First player in Cowboys history with 3 1,000-yard seasons in his first 4 seasons.
There you go.
And Tony Pollard, Jesus, man, he carried people into the end zone on 1 year. And then the defense played so well, and the Texans waited. Hold up, 6-4.
Yeah,
6-4.
Hey man, C.J. Stroud is coming out on fire as a rookie, man. So I think he's my rookie of the year pick.
100%. He's good.
Yeah,
Houston needed that.
He's poised back there. He can find his second and third receiver.
Yeah,
and he's looking really, really good.
I think the Cowboys. Back to the Cowboys. I think they took it personal after that San Francisco loss twice in the same calendar year. And I don't know. I'm not going to predict anything. I do think they're a good team, and I'm glad to see Houston has a lot. They're ahead of schedule in my opinion, which is good.
No question. That's a good way of putting it. They are ahead of schedule. Not expecting anything from them because of new quarterback and second year head coach is the second year head coach. But yes, you're right. They're ahead of schedule at 6-4.
And they're good. Hey, I don't know how we'll keep it kind of NFL related. One of our partners here at Stories Inside the Man Cave, Shoal Creek Saloon. It's a great place just to take your family. It's a great place just to go sit out and overlook the beautiful, pristine waters of Shoal Creek and watch birds and turtles and fish and homeless people taking a sleep on taking a nap on the rock. But yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorite places. It is a great place to watch UT men's basketball and to go there afterwards, and for football as well. The one thing that and they're the home of the New Orleans Saints fans, but have you ever thought about, I want to ask you a question. There's a lot of history with that building. All right. So you've probably seen this giant New Orleans Saints helmets on the top of the roof of Shoal Creek Saloon. Look closely and tell me what you think was repurposed to make that helmet.
That was a Volkswagen, no? Bug?
I'll be damned.
I always thought that.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm a car guy though, man. I can pick out parts of a car and tell you what it
that's the back. That right there is the back of the Bug, the window. Yeah. So my late dad was the service manager of the old Lamar Volkswagen.
Okay.
And that was what's that little center? It's a little bit north of Shoal Creek Saloon on the opposite side. It's going toward the tavern. That's where Lamar Volkswagen, and then their building where their garage was to work for servicing cars was right across the same. Like here's Lamar Volkswagen, here it is, and it's up that hill to that mural where people used to go. Graffiti Park.
Yeah.
It was right there. So that's kind of, when I found this out last week, I was like, that's where they got it from Lamar Volkswagen.
Lamar Volkswagen. Oh, that's cool, man. Where your dad used to work.
And I just found that out last week.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Man, a repurposed Volkswagen Bug, Stevie Lee. You can't get anything past him.
Yeah, man.
So my two hints were going to be Germany and a former long-time business on Lamar near Shoal Creek Saloon.
Gotcha. Well, I didn't know that was a Volkswagen right there on Lamar. I mean, been in Austin for 23 years, but that actually predates me.
That's freaking insane, man. That's incredible. You crushed it, my friend.
Sorry about that.
All right. So you have two girls, and they're getting up there. They're getting close to the point where they're going to be leaving the house.
Yeah, man.
At some point, going to college, whatnot. Well, this couple on TikTok, this is not a risque video. It's unfortunate, but it's funny. The dad have a unique mom and dad have a unique relationship with their son. They're very sarcastic. he's one of those guys that the father says F those kids in a joking way.
Yeah.
So their son moved out, got him a job, new car, and so this is their way of sending him off to another state.
This is a dedication to my broke ass son. You ready for this one? Let's count it down.
Wait a minute. He's moved out. He's moving out this week.
He's moving out this weekend in Mississippi. We'll explain in just a minute. On 3, 2, 1. So what this means is that you're going 23 minutes further from work.
Yep.
Your rents went up $350 more. You're getting a car payment. You're getting full coverage insurance. And you ain't going to have shit to eat except Kool-Aid and ramen noodles. We'll mail you some ketchup so you can pour it on that and some sugar-free sugar to put in that. You broke-ass dude. Oh, my God. Listen, we don't wish you well. We don't.
Bye.
See ya. Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Don't let Alabama hit you or Mississippi split you. He's a great sport. But get the fuck out of my state.
Oh man, I couldn't. I see. That's why God gave me girls, man.
Yeah.
So I can't do that to my girls. But if I had a boy, I think that's be my energy right there.
Right there. Get out of his house.
Yeah, get out of my state.
Get out
And he
of
kept
my state.
flipping him off. He's flipping his own son off, man.
He's flipping his own son. F those kids.
Yeah, man, that's funny. That's funny. But hey, man, when you leave the nest, he's not wrong. Life comes at you fast.
Yeah, it does.
It comes at you fast. So good luck to that kid, man. He's gonna figure it out.
It will.
It's gonna hit him in the face, though.
Hey, man, tell me something good.
Always the best way to end, because more often than not, when we end with we always end with tell me something good. Stevie Lee comes up with some golden nuggets. I mean, stuff that makes you feel good going into the week.
Listen, man, I'm a positive guy. We already know this, right? So something good this week, man. All right, this podcast comes out, like you said, around noon on Mondays. Everybody that's listening to me right now, hang in there. You're going to work on Monday, work some on Tuesday, and you're more than likely going to be off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Hang in there for the next day and a half and get ready for Thanksgiving. It's Turkey Day. Food. It's Turkey Day. Food, family, Thanksgiving Day parade, and then Friday football. Let's go. Texas Tech going down. We remember what they did to us last year. We remember what the commissioner said earlier this year. All that stuff you're going to have. Just hang in there. You got a day and a half left of work. It's noon already. Hang in there. And then tomorrow you're going to go to work. Wednesday, go get your food, all your ingredients. Go get the turkey, sit them out overnight, and go cook on Thursday. Get your belly full, watch Thanksgiving Day parade, watch some football, some NFL football.
Cowboys, baby.
Cowboys on Thursday. And then Friday, watch some there's gonna be some games, some more college games on Thursday or Friday. And then in the evening, under the lights in DKR Stadium, under the beautiful $1 million light show and
that's right.
Fireworks. Do what?
Oh, I forgot about that. We get to finally see the fireworks.
The fireworks, the drones, the light show, and all that stuff at DKR Stadium. The last regular season Big 12 game. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, and I'm just hoping that we leave out of there with a win, go to the Big 12 championship game, leave out of there with a win. We're gonna take our trophy and go home. You know,
just go and we head to Arlington the next Saturday.
Yep, absolutely. So let's that's something good, man. That's just stay positive. You got a couple of more days of work and just hang out with family, love. And it's thankful week, man. It's just love on your family and tell everyone what you're thankful for. If you're thankful for, just being alive, be thankful for that. I'm thankful for my friend Sean. I'm thankful for my I'm thankful for my family, and it's just take time to reflect and tell everyone what you're thankful for, man. So that's my positive take, and tell me something good. I hope everyone have a very safe, happy Thanksgiving, and if you're traveling, safe travels.
See, that's a zinger. That's
man.
The truth, man. The words of Stevie Lee, priceless, sage, profound, beautiful. Couldn't have said it any better. I guess all I can say is encapsulate everything that Stevie Lee just said. Embrace every moment. Embrace every moment that you get to do this week, especially. Get a chance to offer your hand to help somebody, just do it. And then we got to figure out, is it dressing or stuffing?
Hey, man, in the African American community, is dressing.
Dressing.
It's dressing. Okay, you too. Okay, I got you. And also in the African American community, it's not pumpkin pies, it's sweet potato pies.
Really?
Never had a pumpkin pie in my life, bro.
What? Aren't they two different?
Yeah, they are different. But we don't cook pumpkin pies in the African American community.
You go sweet potato.
It's all sweet potato pies, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Sweet potato pie is better than pumpkin pie.
Well, you invited to the cookout, bro.
Hey, don't expect me to dance.
Yeah.
I will pull a lot of ligaments.
Yeah, man.
and tear up somebody's lawn.
Yeah, so that's been a long on debate with some of my friends and teammates over the years, man. Everybody, all my white friends always did. There are some that did sweet potato pies, but most of them do pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
And when you look around, ask your black friends, man. It's like, have you ever had a pumpkin pie? No, absolutely not. Have you ever made a pumpkin pie? Hell no, no. So
how do you make sweet potatoes? You got to boil them, right?
Man, I have no clue. My wife does that.
Hey, much love to you and the Lees. Give Mama Lee a hug and Summer a hug and the girls. And one of these days, I'm going to meet Papa Lee. Man, that guy, for what you told me he said to that person at that Major League Baseball game, that's my kind of people.
Absolutely.
Hey, for all the Lees and everybody watching, listening, happy Thanksgiving to you. Be safe and enjoy every moment. Safe travels. Eat as much as possible. And as we always do, for the love of the Hargrove family and Hargrove Roofing, and for the OG Man Cave boys, that being Hardball Hearts, Big Mike, and Coach Mo, what do we tell them, Stevie?
We out.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up.
Said, get out.